Hey Sheila, how are you?
Hey, I'm great, La. Hey, how's everything in the US?
Pretty great, but I have to leave in just a few days unfortunately. But that reminds me, would you like me to bring you back anything?
Didn't think you'd ask, but yes, please, something distinctly American, perhaps.
What about something from Starbucks? It's quite American, from right here in Seattle.
That sounds like a great idea. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of those in Singapore too. Maybe we should think of something else.
That's true, but I doubt they have the same merchandise in both countries, or do they?
Good question.
Well, why don't you log onto their website and take a look at the store? Let me know what you find. Even if it's the same, if I get it for you here, this will be more special because this is the city that Starbucks was born in.
True.
I'm logging on also to see what they have. Yeah, this website's quite boring looking. Do you see anything you like?
This is strange.
What do you mean?
Doesn't look like the website has a store lay.
Is the main navigation a horizontal bar at the top of the page? It should be at the far right of that.
Yeah, it's not in the menu and it's not anywhere else either. The website here must be different from the one in the US. Oh wait, it states here I'm currently on the Singapore website.
I'm obviously on the US one. I wonder what else is different. Is yours just as boring looking as mine? There are barely any distinctive features and everything is text-based.
Well, the Singapore website is pretty boring as well, but it seems like the main navigation is the same. And I'm sure yours has the large jumbotron in the center as well, right?
It does. It looks like the websites are based on the same single template.
Yeah, I think they're pretty much the same way. It's just I don't have access to an online store. I don't understand. Online shopping is so popular in Singapore, everybody does it. I buy my facial products from strawberry.net and it's way cheaper than in the stores given the high import taxes.
It must be that on an absolute basis, even though a high percentage of people shop online, the actual number is not that large, so perhaps it isn't cost-effective for Starbucks to set up a shopping system. Obviously this isn't the case in the US, so they put a lot of effort into designing that part of the customer experience.
You're right. Anyways, I guess there's a pretty high degree of internationalization.
Yeah, you're right. It certainly seems to be the case. Why do you think that is, though? Wouldn't it be better if they had the website more localized? Right now, they only change the banner images and only for big holidays like Valentine's Day or in Singapore Chinese New Year.
Actually, Starbucks is everywhere and everybody knows it here. Even my auntie has a Starbucks card. With a brand so strong and globalized, perhaps Starbucks felt that their websites don't need to connect with customers in a very personal and culturally sensitive way. It's a global icon like McDonald's or Coca-Cola, so adding a local flair to the website won't make as significant a difference.
You're right. Now that I think about it, some brands are so strong they don't really need to tailor their products at all. Think of Apple. They're really global and don't adapt for any culture.
Good point. They keep their products and website the same regardless of the country. But their website is more interesting to look at than the Starbucks one, eh?
Definitely. I'm actually on the Apple website right now and I really like the buttons they have. They look like actual buttons.
The Starbucks site doesn't have any metaphors, does it?
No, not a single one. Well, except for the shopping cart in the store, but the Singapore website doesn't even have that. It actually looks like all Starbucks websites are using a new Metro-style UI, where no windows or frames are used. It's just the content presented plain and simple meant to show only what's necessary.
Well, that works for their globalized website tactic. Otherwise, they will have to modify the metaphor for each site. By having a simple website, they're minimizing the chance of offending a culture.
I do think that they could use a generic metaphor, though. Perhaps the background should be a comfortable-looking coffee shop, as that's what their website is, or their vision is, to be a place like home. This could work in both the US and Singapore.
Hey, that might work. I think it will look really great.
Yeah, I suppose, maybe except for everything being green, though.
Yellow, why is everything so green? It seems like they're underestimating the associations colors have with different cultures.
Yeah, it looks like all of their websites are green and white actually, just like the Starbucks logo. But just because they're using one color a lot doesn't mean that they don't understand its cultural connotations.
Well, couldn't they make it a more attractive website by just using a brighter color palette? Why must they always be green?
It could signify a number of things, for instance how environmentally friendly Starbucks is. After all, they're placing much more emphasis on fair trade and coffee beans these days, and with being earth-friendly, and most people associate natural things with green. And in the Chinese culture specifically, color represents growth and prosperity, which are good things to be associated with and would foster customer satisfaction. Hey, we're getting distracted. So do you want anything from Starbucks?
You forgot, I don't have that store.
Alright, just look at the products at the coffee section now.
Oh right, what about the blonde roast? I like to try one of those.
Let me find it. Hold on.
It's the one with the description that says subtle and soft with mellow acidity and delivers an approachable and flavorful cup with slight hints of roast.
I can't seem to find it, but I did find another blonde roast. It says it's a great tasting, perfectly balanced cup of light roast coffee.
Is it the same one? The one I'm looking at has a picture of a yellow and white bag.
Yeah, it's actually the same. Interesting, they're using different language for the same product.
I think it must be because in Singapore there's a greater sense of collectivism, at least according to Hofstede. Starbucks can't afford to be as aggressive with their marketing and tone. They need to take a more gentle approach, slowly winning customers over. That's why their snippet here is more descriptive and less prescriptive.
You may be right. The US website talks about how some of the coffees are the best tasting, or the one that you've always wanted. Even though it may not be what somebody always wanted, an American may be less offended by this suggestion.
Exactly. It seems that they understand this because they have less descriptions. Maybe they're trying to reduce the chance of upsetting Singaporeans, so they're including less content on the Singapore website. Oh right, I remember I saw a YouTube video the other day. It was made by a couple of college kids who are attempting to redesign the Starbucks Singapore site. It looks super cool, Xia. You should go watch it.
Absolutely. And I'll just get you that blonde roast.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Bye.
Starbucks websites are extension of the company's coffee drinking culture into the cyber realm. For the Singapore website, the wireframes are direct replicates of the global website, signifying the internationalization of the user interface. The iconic Starbucks symbol today has evolved to be a conditioned stimulus, allowing consumers to associate coffee drinking culture with Starbucks. Its distinctive green tones not only allude to the American dollar bill, but also the company's dedicated support towards the environment and the community. As the Singapore website was previously cluttered, we decided to leverage on the white spaces and develop it to be more aesthetically pleasing. The web scroll over will now immediately display the content, and when clicked, it will navigate users to the specific page. As the Singapore website was previously left aligned, we decided to ensure congruency by making the Singapore website to be centrally aligned, like the rest of Starbucks websites. This also emphasizes the need for reputational brands like Starbucks to maintain its consistency for its image. A slight color change to this website can easily draw relations to locals and create a sense of familiarity. Upon studying Starbucks Japan website, we decided to modify the color palettes of the Singapore site. As red and white are the colors of the Singapore's national flag, we customized the Singapore site by changing the green panels to red, while keeping the white background untouched. Furthermore, the color red not only symbolizes love and passion, but in Eastern Asia, it also represents prosperity and happiness. As for the majority of the population, the Chinese believe that the color red signifies good fortune and brings good luck. Hence, this red color not only creates a sense of familiarity and belonging, but Singaporeans will also have a positive interpretation of its meaning. As website metaphors must speak to the user in a language that he or she understands, we decided to apply iconic Singaporean symbols that enables users to easily identify the country's website. Here, Singapore's skyline enables discerning users to be aware of his or her cyber location, as monuments such as the Merlion, Esplanade, and the Marina Bay Sands strengthens Singapore's identity. In an attempt to acculturate Starbucks into Singapore's coffee drinking culture, we proposed an application that suggests a Starbucks beverage from a Singaporean taste bud. The application allows users to choose their favorite kopi, which then atomizes the ingredients and in turn brews an almost comparable Starbucks beverage. Thus, it aims to bridge the two coffee drinking culture and fosters familiarity between both cultures. So as a team, I feel we fared really well, and I'm actually amazed at our collaborative efforts despite our time and spatial differences. And I feel that having a snippet to how global teams function, I'm confident with this experience I can be more aware of how much time I can allocate in future experiences where I need to overcome such distributed challenges.
So there are areas that we can improve on. So firstly, coordination. We wanted to reserve a fixed timing every week for the meeting. However, it wasn't easy because all of us has different schedules every week. We also should take into account holidays, especially for the Singapore side, because we were having our Chinese New Year, and also our midterm schedule should be taken into consideration because it's kind of disrupted our planned meetings. And because of that, it influenced our work sharing due to the irregular meetings. Thus, besides having a better meeting schedule, we should also have planned a work updating schedule, such as updating each other every 3 to 4 days, either through WhatsApp or email on our work progress. And lastly is task scheduling. We do always record the tasks to be completed and to be done by who. However, we should also include some description when deciding the task so that when we need clarification, we can just simply refer to that rather than to email each other and wait for the response because there's time difference. So this will reduce a significant amount of waiting time. So it has been like the first time for most of us to work on a project with team members overseas, hence there's definitely room for improvement.
So some of the collaborative tools we use include Skype, WhatsApp, and Uvu for communication, and Google Docs and Dropbox for collaboration of reports and resources. We held regular Skype meetings online while updating one another using WhatsApp on the go. Occasionally we use Uvu to video conference for the more important meetings. Google Docs was used for the collaboration of reports and information, and the Dropbox was used to share resources like video and audio files. Additionally, we found that this combination of tools was ideal because it facilitated all sorts of unpredictable scenarios. All in all, this was a good system for us to contact one another in different situations.
Okay, so for our project, we were asked to consider a couple of different elements when comparing the global and local sites and how these choices impacted the user's perceptions towards the site. So we started off with a preliminary analysis and we took a divide and conquer approach. And since there were 5 elements of 5 members, we were each assigned to a task, and we each did our research on our assigned element and came up with recommendations for the new site. So we divided up the filming. We did the prototype part of the filming in Singapore, and we did the recommendation part in Pittsburgh, and everybody collaborated and worked on the script together, and right now we're filming the reflections part over Uvu. So overall, it was a very collaborative effort.
So, and in general, we had quite a good experience working together. For each of us, it was the first time working on a completely distributed project team, so the experience was very new. But for all the teams for all the reasons our team just listed, it was interesting and a great learning opportunity. We adapted well to changes, and we blended all of our ideas well together, so we took advantage of everybody's creativity. We also agree that moving forward, we'll each be able to handle culturally diverse and distributed team situations where communication is sometimes unpredictable much better, as well as manage tasks more effectively. Thank you very much.
I remember when you walked through that door, sat down in that chair. The times are shit, but you bring it. 네가 먼저 있던 그 하얀 너의 전방에 네 향기를 기억하고 네가 떠난 후로 차가운 정적 마음에 널 기다리고 있는 작은 습관이 된 아이스 커피 에스프레소 더블 샷 눈을 감아 조심스레